Welcome to my video on 3 versus 3 small-sided games, brought to you by SoccerSmartTraining.com, the first online soccer cognitive development diploma. The small-sided games are 3 versus 3, and I'm going to give you a bunch of variations for these small-sided games to make them into cognitive exercises, not just 3 versus 3 games. Enjoy the video. This first picture just shows the standard 3v3 field. You can make adjustments on the size of the field and the grid. Right here I just show you 30 by 25 yards, split up into 3 zones of 10 by 25 in each zone with 4 goals. The reason for the 4 goals is it increases the amount of decisions that the players can make while they're playing. Again, you could vary this if you want to use 1 goal. I do like to use the 4 goals because it does increase the amount of decisions that the players have to make. In this first clip, you can see that it's a 3 versus 3 game, split up into the 3 zones with the 4 goals. The rule is only 2 players on each team can be in 1 zone at a time. So 2 blue and 2 red is fine. You can't have 3 blue or 3 red in 1 zone. Just by adding this simple rule in creates an entirely different game. They are forced to always have supporting angles in the game, and it forces the players to make supporting triangles and great support off the ball. This is just one variation, and it's very interesting because it makes the game be the teacher. You just have to sit back as a coach and watch the players figure it out. This next game is a little bit more difficult than the previous game that I just showed you. Players are only allowed to stay in 1 zone. So if you see the passing combination there, again, this does force quality movement off the ball, triangles to be formed. The player in the middle plays it back, who plays it forward to the player in the 3rd zone, who plays it back to the middle zone, and the middle zone player actually scores that goal. It encourages one-on-one players having to take players on in their own zone, and the other players really have to work hard to create those passing angles for the player on the ball. And you could play to the 2nd zone, you could play to the 3rd zone. In this example, the player played straight to the 3rd zone, to the 2nd zone, and into the goal. This is a really good variation that makes the players think, and it's totally a cognitive exercise. This next and the last drill that I'm going to show you, now we've removed the 3 zones and we just put a line down the middle. This game here is to encourage width, so simply a goal does not count unless you have a player in every zone. Since there's only 2 zones, you could see in this example, if the blue team was to score a goal right now, it would count because the player all the way on the left-hand side is creating the width, and therefore there's players in each of the 2 zones. Just another variation and another way to make players process and think while they're playing a simple 3v3 game. There are a ton more variations, so whenever someone says, hey, we're going to play 3v3, it doesn't mean just play 3v3. You can make these exercises into cognitive thinking exercises that challenge the players. Thanks for watching the video. Check out my website at SoccerSmartTraining.com. I offer the first online coaches cognitive development soccer diploma. Be sure to check that out. Also, be sure to check out my books on Amazon.com and my coaching blog at CoachDiBernardo.com. Thanks a lot.